would now like to introduce our next presenter of the afternoon, Jemele Hill. Before she joins us, we have a special message for our next honoree. Let's take a look.
Peace to the planet. I go by the name of Leonard McKelvey. You may know me as Charlemagne the God. I too am a former culture creator winner. Thank you to Joy and the whole team. But right now, I just need you to know me as a proud friend of the force of nature known as Cari Champion. We throw the phrase deserves it all around a lot in our culture, but Cari is someone who truly deserves it all. I remember when she was telling me she wanted to leave ESPN, and I was asking why. That's ESPN. In her mind, she just felt like it was time to get off the boat so she could walk on water. And oftentimes in life, God will say to you, I had to make you uncomfortable, otherwise you would have never moved. And she trusted her discernment, and she moved. You know, she stepped out on faith, and a lot of folks probably thought, damn, she hopping off that big-ass battleship known as ESPN. She probably gonna sink or swim, but that's not true. I think sometimes we forget there's another option. Some people know how to fly, okay? But you won't know you can fly if you don't even recognize you got wings, and you've got to spread your wings if you want to know how to fly, okay? Take risks, try new things, go places you haven't gone, be willing to not know, be okay with making mistakes, and you will go further than you could have ever dreamed possible, and that's what Cari is doing right now. You know, she's encouraging other young queens to do the same thing with the Brown Girls Dream Foundation, and for me, that's Cari's greatest attribute, her ability to pour into other people and see things in people that they don't see in themselves. She's always seen me, even when I was at my worst, when I was at my most broken, when I was not a version of myself that was going to therapy and striving to heal the way I am now. She always told me that I was better than I was presenting, and she challenged me to do the work, be better, and Cari, I sincerely thank you for that. I am extremely proud of you. You are entering a phase of your life where you are about to experience breakthrough after breakthrough, because what you went through didn't break you. I think that's what they call your season. Yes, we are entering your season, and I'm glad that you are having a great season because your Lakers sure didn't. Okay? Okay. Peace. Love you. Congratulations.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jemele Hill.
Charlemagne mentioned Cari's legs, which are very world famous. And so in honor of her, I have my thigh meat showing today because I know that's how Cari gets down. I don't have nearly as much baby oil as she tends to have on her legs, but I'm moisturized and I'm happy to see all these beautiful black people in this room, that's for sure. Okay, so before I even met Cari Champion, the recipient of today's award, I was rooting for her. No, seriously, I really was. I was at ESPN, and I kind of heard it through the grapevine that a black woman was being interviewed to be host of one of the most high-profile shows at ESPN. I had seen some of the other candidates that had come through ESPN for this particular job, and they all had the same thing in common: real white, real blonde. And they weren't even giving brunettes some run. That's how bad it was. But this black woman that I did not know got the job, and as soon as she arrived, I sent her an email asking if she'd like to link up outside of work. And here's the part I should mention as I proceed to tell this story. The job that she interviewed and got was the same job I was also being considered for. Now, people wanted us, of course, to be natural enemies. Y'all know how that goes, but I was not having any of that. And this applies to so many other occupations. So many other women can relate to this for sure, is that companies and organizations and industries often pit women against each other. And before this woman even knew who I was, I knew the gossip around the industry and in the building was that I felt some kind of way about her getting this job. Now, that was far from the case. I was ecstatic that she got this job as host of First Take, because what it would mean for black women in our industry, for the young black girls who are watching and one day they want to be on TV, they could look at her. And let me just add quickly, rooting for another black woman ain't never cost me a dime, nothing. It ain't never cost me a check. It ain't never cost me a job. And so I hope that we all carry that in our spirit. So anyway, as I mentioned, I sent that email expecting to hear from this woman who I did not know immediately. A week passed, then another week passed, then a month passed, and I still had not heard from this woman. I'm like, I know this heifer ain't ignoring me. Finally, a month and some change later, she responded, and we set up a dinner date. And as it turns out, she wasn't purposely ignoring me. She just didn't know how to work her work email. So, what can I say? Now, that was in 2012, and I have been cheering for her ever since. She's one of the most dynamic women I've ever met, enormously talented, powerful, and she's got a heart that is as big as this room. Even though she tried to act all gangster, she's not. She's a softie, trust me. I'm proud to call her my friend, but most importantly, I am prouder to call her my sister. I am honored to present this Culture Creator Sports Award to none other than Cari Champion. And Cari, before y'all applaud, let me get this line out from Brown Sugar. Cari, may you continue to be a dope verse over a tight beat. Hold on. Cheers. And this is you.
I love you guys. I love us. And I think it's beautiful how we are all here today and we are all celebrating one another. Jemele received this award about 3 years ago, and I was here for her award, so I think it's beautiful. I first want to thank her. I want to thank Joy, because I was so surprised that Charlemagne gave me a video, and I love him. That's my dog, and I know that a lot of people have different opinions, but I ride with him till the wheels fall off, because he took care of me in so many ways and has always had my back, and I love him dearly. I just want to point out that Jemele's story is true, that when she tried to be my friend, I did not want to be her friend, because I have always been taught there can only be one. And I think that a lot of us understand that in this industry. When you're one of a few black people in the room or in corporate America, you think the other black person, more specifically black woman, is a threat. And that is not true. When I tell you we are dear friends, and I would tell you that she rides with me till the day I die, I encourage you all to befriend a black woman that you work with, because she will take care of you till there is no tomorrow. And with that being said, I gotta send some love. This room is filled with people that I love from day one. My best friend Kendra Carter is here from college. My dearest friend BT is here from college. Tommy Crump is here. I love her. Jemele is here. The list goes on. So many people that I know and love. If I forgot you, forgive me. But my point is that we all met in this room for a reason. And the reality is that as I sit here and talk to you about a speech, I wanted to tell you that as a journalist, I wanted to have a beginning, middle, and end, but I don't. I'm gonna tell you a story that happened on March, like the date, I don't know. We'll say March 2018. But Jemele Hill got a call, and it said, you know, we're hearing that your friend, me, the reason why she's been so successful is because she has slept her way to the top. Is right. And she said to the journalists who worked at a very reputable outlet, if you care anything about your reputation, you won't print that story, because that is completely false. Period, point blank. She called me and she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "What's going on? What you doing, girl? Hey, hey, hey." And she shared that story with me, and I was very angry. And angry is the first emotion, but if I was honest with you, I was really sad. I had worked so hard. I had been in, quote unquote, this industry at this particular outlet for over a decade, and everything I worked for, I fought for. And no one gave me any handouts. And more importantly, how tired is that fucking story? How old is that content? For everybody who's sitting here right now, you're supposed to be here to hear this. Can you get some original content? Do we all have to sleep our way to the top? Can't we do something else? I know I'm cute, but damn. And I had heard it casually, but I didn't really understand how serious it became in regards to my reputation until my agent called me just a few hours after Jemele called me. So I'm gonna cut this story short. It had turned out that the agency that I was working for was spreading the lie. The people that I worked with and I respected started the lie. And at that moment, I said, I realize they will never approve of me, respect me, or give me what I deserve, and I gotta make a plan. If you are lying about me boldly, knowing that you have a reputation and you are considered important in this industry, and you are lying about a little brown girl, why should I be here? You will never respect me or accept me. Your ice isn't as colder as our ice is. So I don't need you. I don't need your respect. I don't need you to approve of me. And that day was 2018. I remember it. And I said, I got to make a plan. I have to start doing things with a purpose for us, for me. I have to tell our stories boldly and unapologetically, because if I do it their way, I never get the respect. I never get the honor. I never get the money. I never get what I deserve trying to wait for them to recognize me as the journalist I am. Because for whatever reasons, and we all know, I intimidate them in the way I move and the way I act. I've been listening to this song, and it came out, it's interesting, because we're telling a story from 2018. This song came out in 2018. It's a gospel song from Brian Courtney Wilson. It's called A Great Work. And it essentially says, he who has started a great work in you is faithful to perform. He's faithful to perform. And when things get tough, understand the great work has been started. Stay focused, stay faithful. And the work started in me. The great work started in me when I was 7 years old, when I knew that I wanted to tell stories about our people because I didn't like the way we looked on TV and how people talked about us on TV and how people made us feel on TV. And so at the end of the day, I realized at that moment when I knew there was a plan to try to ruin my reputation, the only thing that I had to move for me. I had to create a story for me. The disrespect was no longer tolerated, and life has changed ever since. I work for myself. Jemele and I have our own show. It's called We Won't Stick to Sports. We talk about white people comfortably and truthfully. I won't accept the disrespect, and neither do you. Neither should you. You don't have to. Believe in yourself, bet on yourself. Trust me, it will pay off. I have never been more happy and never been more free, and I wouldn't be here today to tell you the story of who we are and why we succeed and why we deserve every single thing. Let them tell their story, but we create our own. I am so grateful for this award. I know that there's a few of y'all and y'all ready to go, but let's just say, celebrate Black women! Cheers. Thank you all. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.